Hey, I'm Dontrell Sultan, the host of the Innovators of BC podcast. And the Burroughs School of Business and Entrepreneurship is where bosses are built and big ideas take flight. Welcome back to the Innovators of BC podcast, powered by the Best Innovation Lab. I'm your host, Dontrell Sultan, with our guest today, Mr. Alton Moseley. Mr. Alton Moseley is a professor here at Benedict. He works in cybersecurity, but we've actually brought them on this podcast to discuss about the Preppy family, right? And it's a business solution company that provides like the basic more marketing, get your website developed, and we basically just wanted to get you in more detail about your business and how you up and coming from student, then your doctorate, and how you actually started your business. So how you feeling today?
Pretty cool.
Okay. And talk about your early journeys from student life into entrepreneurship.
I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school. Absolutely no clue. I didn't want to work for anybody. Didn't want to go to the military. I had no clue what I wanted to do. Literally, the track coach from Voorhees came to my house and was like, "Come run for me." And I was like, "Okay." And so that's how I got into Voorhees. From Voorhees, I did 2 years there, and I transferred to NCCU because the track coach there was like, "Yo, we got something for you. Like, we'll work with you here. We'll get you up here." That whole summer, I'm talking to the track coach every week, just making sure my stuff is together. Get to NCCU, he had like he didn't know who I was from a can of paint. That whole summer, I was like, "Dang, I gave up a scholarship." Yeah.
Crazy.
And so, I'm at NCCU now after I transferred from Voorhees, with nothing. Parents were just getting out of homelessness. We came over here from Africa. We were homeless for 11 years. But we straight now. So they didn't really have much, to kind of give up there to North Carolina. Like, we ain't got no money to send. We just got on our feet. And so I go online like any other college student, how to make money online, how to make $1. I see this guy selling ads online, and I'm like, I can do that. I have no knowledge on how to use the internet. I just got my first phone in college. My sophomore year in college, I had just got a phone. But my brain said we can figure that out. I went with my 2 other friends, Aaron and Ferry, and I was like, "Y'all, we can do this." They're like, "Okay, how can we do this?" I don't know, my biggest child development. But we can figure it out. So I went back on YouTube. Hopefully the ad will pop back up. Bought his course, and we figured it out. 2 years later in that game, we sold it to Google for $750,000 a piece because we bought it. They said they bought it something called Laddering, which they bought it a piece. 7 ads online. And the reason they bought it that way is because we did it without an algorithm. Now, I ain't never heard, at that time, I've never heard the word algorithm before. Like, I had just got a phone in college. I had just got on social media in college. So I never heard that word before. And so there's no way y'all did this without an algorithm. We built this off of great personality, cold calling. And so that's the reason they bought it for so much and how they did. After that, with all this money, I had no clue what to do with it. I bought my mom a car, but I was like, what do I do with this? And so I found a mentor named Scott Galloway. Scott taught me how to actually use money, like make it an actual weapon or something. And from there, I was like, okay, cool, I got this, but now I still got the money. I know how to use it, but I don't know what to do from there. Went back online like any other college student at the time because I was a senior about to graduate. And I ran into a guy named Fred Lamb on YouTube. He was talking about starting an online store. And I was like, okay, I can do that too. And I figured this one out. But Aaron and Ferry, they went on ahead and did their thing after they got their money. And I didn't blame them. I mean, that's their life. We still cool friends. We still talk. But yeah, like me now, I was like, Scott, I'm going to meet Fred. Scott flew me to Canada where I met Fred. Fred gave me a whole day of literally teaching me the e-commerce game. And I went back home. I'm like, okay, time to do e-commerce. I said, but I can't do it by myself. I need a team. So literally, you see a young black boy just walking around King Street, South Carolina. Can you help me with my business? Can you come work for me? Who are you? Then from that, I built a team, made my first $1 million doing e-commerce. Then my brain was like, all right, it's time to switch to something else. My team looked at me like, you are crazy. Like, you just made $1 million doing this. We need your switching. But my brain was like, yo, I want to now teach other people how we did this. Let's help some people start websites and do social media. Like that's where the money is, behind the scenes. And so we switched to that, and we've been doing great. Last year we celebrated 8 years, 30 employees, and everybody's doing great.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell me, what's the common mistakes you see from young entrepreneurs trying to get their brand on social media and on the website? It's just common mistakes they run into.
I would say common mistakes would be just not paying attention to the background. Like just because like just because you got a lot of followers, first of all, I don't mean you got a lot of customers. And just because people share your stuff don't mean it's going to happen. Let's say you got 1 million shares, but when people come to your website, I can't find anything. I don't know where all this stuff is at. And sometimes you gotta work to it. So making sure your SEO and your website presence looks nice. Another one would be just getting too comfortable. You don't have all your facilities built together. That's why my company helps you make sure that everything's together. Because you make $1 million in your business, but then what? What do I do with it? How do I properly set it together? That's one mistake I would see a lot happen.
So explain the benefits of whether to actually get an official website, because most of it is like I have my social media pages and that's all I really need. So why?
I'm sorry, you don't own it.
Oh,
If TikTok went down, or well, you saw it, TikTok went down, and that affected so many.
everybody freaked out.
Yeah, you just don't own it.
That's real. And what about approaching a customer with limited amount of capital but big dreams? How do you like? I'm just saying, like saying, "Hey, I want a large amount of customer base, but I have a limited amount of capital." So, do your company provide like solutions? Okay, we can get you started with the cheaper domain, or like you know what I'm saying? Like,
But there are certain things you can't just pivot around. Like you need a website, you need a domain. So we just kind to help you kind of build before you get there. And we'll find other avenues to help you sell before you get to owning it yourself. But some things you can't negotiate with. Like you can't negotiate not having a business email. You need that. And there's no way to get a free business. If you find a free business email, find me. There's no way around that.
okay.
So we help you get capital before you start getting the thing that you need.
And talk to me about AI, because AI can help me with owning a website as well. Like saying, I don't really need a business solution company to really tell me what to do. I can just ask AI, how do I start step by step, how to start a website, how to build my brand, and how to build a customer base. So, how do you think AI is more of a competitor for you, or you utilize AI in your own company?
It's both. With the way that AI is happening now, like people can build websites in a flash. So that's a heavy competitor for us as well. But it also has helped us as well because I have a software engineer on my team named Alicia. And when she taught us how software automation worked, software engineering worked, it changed the game for us. Because now, like almost everything is automated. That's what it even allowed me to be here. And then it allowed a lot of my other employees to kind of do their own thing. Like one of my employees owns a restaurant. Two of them own a law firm. Another one owns a fashion brand. Like we automated everything now. So it's allowed us to have more free space.
And what were the challenges? Well, I know you got into your upbringing, but what are some of the challenges starting out with your business solution company that you faced?
Well, one thing I forgot to do was when we switched from e-commerce to business solution, we got to tell our audience that we were switching from e-commerce to business solution. So everybody was like, "Yo, where's the e-commerce website?" Oh, like, we finished that. We finished that. Another one was kind of catching up with the technology. Like my undergrad was in child development, and now I'm in AI. And well, go back to my undergrad was in child development, so it's like understanding how to use this computer stuff, like understanding how to use websites. Like I just figured it out. And like I said before, I ain't had a phone until my sophomore year of college. Like I had to figure it out. That was one of the biggest challenges. And just understanding how the business game works. Like I didn't major in business. I wanted to, but then my mentor was like, "No, don't do that." But just understanding the business terminology and business words. One thing that my HR person got me about was that I'm 7 years in the game with the Preppy family, but no trademark. So somebody could snatch my business up like with no problem.
Wow.
Like for example, Kim Kardashian, her skin line, she sold that from some other guy. All she did was trademark the name, sent him a cease and desist, and that was it. That's exactly what could have happened in my business. So it's understanding the business terminology, man.
And how did that translate to being a professor here at cybersecurity? Like, are you teaching also students like, hey, this is ways to get your because we have a bunch of entrepreneurs on this campus. So are you assisting them with entrepreneurship, or are you giving them tips and tricks, or like how did that translate for your? Because I don't know if you're passionate about cybersecurity as well, but how did that translate from e-commerce, business solutions into cybersecurity?
Well, teaching cybersecurity, it kind of, what do you think, falls into my doctorate program with AI. And so in most doctorate programs, you have to teach. And so I just found my way in and teaching cybersecurity. I'm passionate about it because I find like my brain sees systems now, and so it sees how things connect. Um, and that's how it also does in business. But now it sees how things connect. When it comes to like entrepreneurship within cyber, I'm trying my best to get students to kind of start your own. One thing, example I kind of give a lot was when I took my CompTIA certification, a guy who was in high school, I took with him. And after he got his CompTIA certification, he was about to go work for the airport. I was like, no, don't do that. Start your own business. And they get contracted by the airport. And so now, instead of being an employee, he makes six figures as a contract. And it's literally just him. But they pay him as a business because he got his business paperwork. So trying to teach entrepreneurship within cyber.
Okay. And what do you see for the future for your business 5, 10 years later?
Well, this past December, me and my team took a trip to Fiji. And I stepped down as CEO and passed it on to one of my partners who works with me here. And so it's kind of like her vision now. I've given her, like, I guess you could say 98% control. So it's her vision for right now. And I definitely just left it into her hands. I'm still doing stuff, as you can say, the board. So I'm still doing a lot of stuff outside of it. I'm trying to get us really into the political ring, helping in that area. We have a venture capital firm that we started. It has like $9 million in it now. And so that's kind of going to be like the retirement fund for all of my employees. Because I definitely don't want my team working for me, Bill. I'm only 31. And so I definitely want them doing their own things, especially since some of them already have. And so the idea for the Preppy family is just to have my main team of 30, have them use the Preppy family into funding their own ventures. I want them to find their own things.
Hi, Best of BC Tigers. It's time to get involved, challenge your teamwork skills, and reap the benefits of the best innovation lab.
We are recruiting driven, professional, and innovative students to keep the lab's light shining.
Yes, so join the lab manager team and learn how you can make an impact. Internship opportunities for the 2026 and 2027 school year are open now.
So you can visit our Instagram at bc.innovationlab to scan and fill out the QR code to RSVP. The interest meeting will take place on February 24th from 11 to 1 p.m. in the library. All majors and classifications are welcome.
So we hope to see you guys soon. Thanks for being a part of the Best of BC.
Please share with potential candidates and student entrepreneurs.
And then you mentioned one of your struggles. Well, you didn't even have a struggle when you started your buying and selling ads. You said you didn't have an algorithm. So talk about how to get into that algorithm nowadays for business of government.
The algorithm nowadays, you got to put up money. That's the only way. Because the thing about it now is that when you post on social media, 15% of your audience is going to see your stuff. And social media isn't pushing you unless you pay. And so when you post on, only 15% of your audience is going to see it. And that's including the people that regularly engage with you. Unless you put enough money towards ads, they're not pushing your stuff. And the reason they do that is because, let's say you sell a brand, you make $1 million off of it, your Instagram ain't got nothing. And so that's why they only push what you put money up towards. And I know that's hard because a lot of people don't have money, but that's the only way to break out of this algorithm, unless you constantly put stuff up. Because even TikTok now, it's slowly going away. Not even from the guy who bought it, but it's like when I go on my TikTok now, all the people that I used to see, I don't see them anymore. All I see is ads on my TikTok now. So you just got to keep finding where people are putting their eyeballs in.
And what do you think people are putting their eyeballs in now? Like, what are the market trends that you think people should look out for?
Well, right now my team is slowly converting and putting a good bit more towards into YouTube, putting back into Instagram. We spent a lot of money for Google AdWords. We're just trying to, right now, I think we are just trying to find where the eyes are going now that TikTok is going with.
Why is TikTok going away? You saying just because of the overflow of ads?
No, TikTok is going away because a guy here in America bought TikTok, and he's, I guess, on Trump's team, and it's become very fascist. So a huge amount of people have left TikTok now. Like if you look up the numbers, it's not just like, oh, I'm going on my own TikTok and I'll see about it. If you look up the numbers, a huge amount of people have left because the U.S. has got it now, and they're looking at your stuff. Like one cool example that I saw, that if you even use the word Epstein in your own DMs, on messages, they flag it.
Really?
So yeah, they're even looking at your DMs now. They look, they look, they look up. Nowadays, they're looking up if you're a citizen now. They're checking for birth rates now. They're doing geolocation. Even if you turn it off, they're still looking up that stuff. But most social media things do that anyways. That even if you turn off your location on your phone, the app is still know where you at. That's how it's so able to find you until you turn it back on. Yeah, definitely look up what TikTok is doing now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what advice can you give to entrepreneurs with a domain that's saying how can you pivot from economic trends or just the downfall of like the pause of economy like with COVID? So what are some
COVID crazy.
exactly how did you pivot and what advice can you give to other people? Say, hey, that's what you can do.
Okay, I heard two questions, but okay. COVID for us was amazing. As in, like, everybody and their mama wanted to be online. We had to start turning people away. Like, everybody wanted to be online all of a sudden. I'm like, oh, where were y'all before? Well, y'all were here at the beginning. But definitely COVID was amazing for us because everybody wanted to be online. And so we had the chance to actually like get things in order for people and whatnot and third. For people who want to get started in a business and whatnot.
Oh, you didn't need to pivot because you was thriving.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
We couldn't meet anybody, of course, face to face, but Zooms. I think we got into a lot of restaurant websites when COVID happened because everybody needed to find a way to switch to online ordering, and so we definitely helped out a lot in that area. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying, but your business solution. So with in person, like what would be a website that does? Well, what would be a business that doesn't do online? Well, majority of businesses do online.
I guess you could have event planning.
Right. So what? Because some businesses just would bankrupt. So what advice do you have for them? Well, when another event like that happens in the future, what can you say to how to find a different solution?
If you went bankrupt during COVID, I hate to say it in a mean way, but there's no solution to that. You should have. Now I'm not saying you shouldn't have it all together because nobody knew that was coming.
Right.
But if you wasn't able to pivot during COVID, you ain't gonna last after COVID.
It's real. And we were approaching our last segment of the show where we basically give a last piece of advice to the audience or to students, entrepreneurs, just how to either conquer their fear of starting, just some advice about where to get the capital from, what the idea is to pursue. But from your background, probably e-commerce and buying and selling ads and now business solutions, what was the last piece of advice that you can give our audience regarding those areas of entrepreneurship or just the fear of starting entrepreneurship?
That you can't do it by yourself. An idea is brought up in your head, and then you have to find people to help you. You can't do it by yourself. This isn't going to happen. And if you are looking for employees or people to help you, when I first started, I found a guy who worked at Starbucks, and I was like, "Hey, yo, you can work with me part time. Like maybe try something like that." After he gets off of his Starbucks shift, let him give you like 4 hours of your time. But you can't do it by yourself. It's not going to happen by yourself.
That's good. That's a good piece of advice. And can you leave us off with your social or way for the audience to reach you?
Oh, you can follow my team on Preppy, the Preppy family on Instagram. That's pretty much it.
Okay. You want to spell that or?
Oh, I'm sorry. ThePreppy family on Instagram.
All right.
YouTube.
Thank you. Thank you for your thoughts. What's up? It's your host, Dontrell Sullivan, for the Innovators of BT podcast. Level up your hustle at Bet's Innovation Lab, where the Benedict's boldest ideas come alive.
Good.